when we watch other shows that are crime driven, my mind is always working that how would this happen or how would Abhay kind of go about it. And it was so freaky that in the same year, something like a Kalank, Malang and Abhay, all three happened at the same time. And I was like, what did I do to make you feel that I can do dark stuff like right at this moment? I've been hearing that for a long time, brother. I mean, every year I hear a next year. So I think unless the sequel is called next year, I don't know when it's happening.
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pink Villa. Today we have with us Kunal Kim, who is all gearing up for the release of the season 3 of Abhay. Welcome to Pink Villa, Kunal. It's lovely having you here.
Same here, brother.
You know, my first question to you is, what are the challenges of taking a franchisee forward on an OTT platform? Because Abhay is one of the first to complete a trilogy.
It's so amazing that you're asking about challenges. It's been a challenge to come here today because in the last 2 years we've not done any live interviews, right? But I think more than challenges, it's been so exciting that I think this is the only franchise in India that's kind of going into season 3, and I feel blessed to be a part of that. Not just in the show, but also be the name of that show, right? But I think you take one step at a time. When we were doing season 1, we were just concentrating on season 1 and getting that right. We were lucky enough that the audiences gave us so much love that we got an opportunity to do season 2. So then the effort was how do we... So every time the effort is just to do that particular season right, just do that story right. It's just great that every time it's worked, we've got an opportunity to do it again.
Correct. But what are the factors that you as an actor look into the script? Because season 1, like you said, was liked.
Sure.
So what are the factors that you look into the script to make sure that season 2 lives on to the expectation, even from your end as an actor?
See, this was my first show, on the OTT platform, and I was very intrigued by the idea of getting an opportunity to play a character, not just for 2 or 10 minutes in a film, but have an opportunity to maybe do multi-seasons with it. So for me, I really wanted to see different layers of this character, how we can, get into his past, how he's affected, how does he behave. And it was very interesting that, there are a lot of people changed over season 1, season 2, season 3. But like the director and me have been constant amongst a few others. So it just became second nature to play Abhay. क्योंकि बहुत बार ऐसा होता था कि कोई dialogue होता था या कोई scene लिखा जाता था, and I would instinctively say, लेकिन अभय तो ऐसा करेगा नहीं. So even though he's a fictional character, I just feel that I know him so well. I look forward to every year, putting on that kada, dressing up as Abhay, doing his hairstyle and his body language, and he's just a no-nonsense guy. So I've really enjoyed this. So I've just tried to make sure that we delve a little more into it. And at least for me as an actor, I have something new to do, performance-wise also. Otherwise, it can just become a monotonous character through the seasons and episodes.
But actually that was my next question. How is it to pick up the traits of the character when, because there are gaps between the shoot of season 1, 2 and 3. So how is it to pick up from where you left?
It is definitely interesting. It's very intriguing because, with this journey, because like I said, this is the first time I'm doing this, I am also finding out as an audience, as an actor, if we are able to deliver it. It's one thing for me to feel that, oh, I think I've picked it up right. But it's totally up to the audiences and the people who kind of watch the show that did they see a difference in Abhay. And luckily so far I've been, successful in doing that. But it also comes from, like I said, I mean, I lived this part for 3 years now, and I really invest in it. I like to get involved with the scripting and how we're, with Ken also, how he's going to take this ahead, because it's important to me, because this is the same man that you're going to see through multiple seasons. So it's important to know where his journey is going.
But you play a character in a Golmaal franchise which has comic traits, and then there is Abhay which is in the serious space, and you have to maintain a particular graph for both the characters.
Right.
Which world is more challenging for you? The comic one or the...
I don't know if challenging, they're both exciting, right? I think the life of an actor is exciting because of things like this. Like one day you get to wake up and play a cop. The other day you go and get to play Lakshman, who's just a goofy guy. Another day you can play Nandan in a loot case, or you can play Michael Rodriguez, who's just a complicated, dark personality. I think that's what excites me to be an actor, that it gives me opportunities to go on set and portray these different characters. I feel blessed and thankful that I've been able to do justice to them so that I get chances. Otherwise, it's very easy to get typecasted doing one thing, right? Because you do that one thing right, everybody likes you, then you just keep doing that one thing. and maybe you get monotonous or bored doing that. But I'm very happy and excited to kind of keep doing these. Yes, Abhay has been a little bit challenging because, like I said, we didn't know where this was going to go and how long this was going to go on for. So the challenge only comes in a part of I don't want to make it repetitive or boring in any way, even though I have to work within the certain constraints of this character.
But through your career, have there been instances where you have been offered same kind of character and you are like, "Ke bas, ab bahut ho gaya."
You know, I don't think bus ab ho gaya, but yeah, obviously, I mean, with comedies that started. Once comedy started being like, I was just getting one after the other comedy, but I never see, because I feel that a genre is one thing, the story is the other, right? And the character that you play will still be different. So I've never said that I'm bored of doing a genre, because I'm excited by stories and the characters that I play. But yes, I mean, I did want to try out another genre, but there wasn't enough in different genres that was coming my way.
Okay.
Until, and it was so freaky that in the same year, something like a Kalank, Malang and Abhay, all three happened at the same time. And I was like, what did I do to make you feel that I can do dark stuff like right at this moment?
Yeah. But you think OTT has changed the projection or perception of you as an actor in the industry?
I think not just me, just the whole medium in itself has gotten a second wind or a boost, so to say, you know, because when it was just films, there's only limited number of screens, limited number of shows that you can compete for, and that kind of was restricting a lot of content, a lot of talent from being able to, you know, do a lot of work. But the OTT kind of came and changed the game. You know, in the beginning it seemed like a bubble, but it did definitely change the game. For me, it definitely gave me an opportunity to do something like an Abhay, which kind of gave me a new audience and a new fan base and a new experience. But similarly, there are a lot of other shows which gave an opportunity to not just actors but writers, directors, technicians, and we discovered new things, right? So I think it just kind of broadened the horizon for everybody. And not to say that nothing can take away from theatres, because the experience of watching a film in a theatre is second to none, and that will never go away. But at the same time, there is now business where otherwise, you know, everything is with business, so you wouldn't make anything that did not make business in the theatres. But now, because you're able to get that revenue from the OTT platform, a lot of other content that probably would not end up in a movie theatre is still getting made and still has an audience, more importantly.
True. You know, you have like Abhay is your first series in the web space. It's quite serious and dark, and like we were speaking, you have a phenomenal comic timing as well. And we don't see a lot of comic series being made on the OTT platform. Is that something that has come your way for the OTT world, or is that something you want to explore?
It's an interesting question to answer, because I've done something which I'm not at liberty to talk about right now. But I also think, you know, because OTT also in our country is pretty new. I mean, it's 4 years old. We are 3 years old. So people started doing stuff which comedies were anyways, you know, comedies are things that people love to watch, and a lot of comedies were there for theatres. I think it's the darker stuff that probably did not find its way to theatre. So that's what got commissioned earlier and got made sooner. I'm sure there are, I mean, slowly, I mean, there are other series that are in the comic space that are coming out. But my only fear and worry with that would be, I don't know, unless you have like something like an Office or a 2.5 Men or Friends, which also after 8 seasons kind of, you know, stop. It's very tough to keep doing comedy and making it work episode after episode after episode and season after season.
So you can't talk about it, I know, but does your approach to acting change when it comes to different mediums in terms of approaching humor as well as the other space?
Of course, because I'm saying within the space of humor, there are different kinds of comedies that you do. There's slapstick, physical, underplayed, situational, you know. Some are dialogue heavy, some are physically comedy heavy. So you have to mold yourself according to that. And I don't think not just the genre, but also the kind of character that you're playing and what are the traits of the character, how has the writer and the director perceive that. Then you kind of give it your own life, because you bring their imagination to actual physical form. So yeah, I mean, you keep changing your approaches according to that.
And like you said, you were involved in the creative process of Abhay as well, like because it excites you. So, you know, having researched so much about the cases and everything, have you developed a knack of, you know, cracking it in real life as well? Like, okay, aisa ho sakta hai.
You inevitably start doing
you
that,
start
right?
thinking,
I don't think I'm a master of anything, but obviously there's a knack for it. So in fact, when we watch other shows that are crime driven, my mind is always working that how would this happen or how would Abhay kind of go about it. But the only difference in Abhay actually is that it's like an inverted format, right? It's not about who's done it. I mean, you know it. The villains are there in the first scene. How do they do it and how does Abhay get to them? That's where the meat lies. But I do not, even when we were working on the script and all that, I don't get very much involved with the crime and how it's solved. I'm more interested enough how Abhay is solving this and what is his personal journey, because that's more important for me as an actor to play that part.
Do you intend to get into the creative space in terms of writing or direction?
No, I never intend to, do my job as an actor, but it happens when you're in comedies also and when you're generally on set. You don't actually actively write anything, but you might modify it. Sometimes you modify lines, or sometimes you have a perspective as an actor to say that if we do this scene in this way, does it make more sense? But at the end of the day, obviously, it's going to be a joint effort, and that's how it works. It's never one way or the other. Like, you never say that, oh, this is the only way I'm going to do it, because there's so many things that are into it.
No, I mean, I meant generally, do you wish to write a script or direct a film anytime?
Oh, as in, like, is that my interest?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I've been doing this since I was 6. I've probably grown around, practically grown around on film sets, and I love the medium and everything that goes into it. So I have been doing it, I want to do it, and I've been working on stuff on the side as well. I can see where this is going to come into,
Okay. And what's happening in the film front for you next after Abhay?
Well, I just completed a film called Kanjoos Makhichus, which is in its post-production stage. I'm excited about that. It's a lovely, funny film that we did. There is another film that I'm supposed to start next month. Doesn't have a title yet.
Okay.
But anyways, we'll speak about those things when we get around to that. So there's exciting stuff happening.
Okay. And anything happening on Golmaal franchisee?
Not that I'm officially aware of.
Okay. And there are 2 more franchises of yours which are liked and awaited. One is Go Go Gone. Lot has been spoken. Last when I met Dino, I think it was around 6 months back, he said that next year we are definitely starting. You had any conversation?
I've been hearing that for a long time, brother. I mean, every year I hear a next year. So I think unless the sequel is called next year, I don't know when it's happening.
And Malang?
Malang, they knocked me off.
Of course, yeah.
So I don't think so. I mean, at least I'm not a part of it for sure.
And last words on Abhay before we sign off?
Well, just it releases on the 8th of April. I'm hoping that all of you guys like it. I know there are a lot of fans of the show already, but I'm hoping that people who've not seen the show also come and watch this, and fingers crossed.
Perfect. Thank you so much and wish you all the best for the show.
Thank you.